what they're for. They
Mine's
charge
at
us for them, I
84.
guess, because Cal has to get on his computer
Oh, really?
and turn it up.
Mine's have been at 85 all year round.
Yeah, hey, did you notice that?
I thought maybe it was just me, but it's like, nah, it's
Back in
still.
1901,
Yeah.
Going to Kayla's office.
streets out here are gravel.
Maybe we should open the door.
That room is
Okay.
always just terrible.
How are we doing?
And they still are.
What's that?
I'm finally where I
Daniel?
need to be.
Okay, I'd like to call the York County Board of Commissioners meeting to order for July 26th. Please rise. Let's have the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Board of Commissioners meeting. Roll call, please.
Brooks,
Present.
Holgren, Baumsberger,
Present.
Sykes,
Present.
Overmeyer.
Present. Open meetings law is posted on the south side of our chambers. It is also on the wall outside of our chambers and on our website. Proof of publication was on our website and also in the York News Times, July 21st. We need to approve the minutes from our last Board of Commissioner meeting.
So moved.
All right. We're on the ball today. Here we go.
Second, then.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Sykes,
Yes.
Baumsberger,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Holgren, Overmeyer.
Yes. And we need to adopt today's agenda.
Move to adopt today's agenda, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Brooks,
Yes.
Baumsberger,
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
Holgren, and Overmeyer.
Yes. Okay, next up is the officials forum. Anybody? Lori, come on up. Good morning.
Good morning, Lori Byers with York County Public Transportation today. That's the hat I'm wearing today. I just wanted to let you all know that the Nebraska Department of Transportation has rejected our second application for vehicles. In this application it was to replace a lower floored minivan and to replace our small bus. They no longer can get some of these, so they had to reject everybody's that had these in the request. Right now, they're gearing up for this current fiscal year for us to be able to request them. It's not, their site's not ready to accept new requests yet, but they will be here in a few weeks. So I just wanted to let you know that the lower floored, we had ordered the lower floored minivan. It went from $48,000 to $65,000. And we can no longer get the small van that we wanted that was non-accessible. They don't offer that anymore. And we have put on next week's agenda, not next week, next meeting's agenda to discuss the use of ARPA funds. And I put a pile of letters of support for the use of ARPA funds for a vehicle that we can discuss next week that might be able to then fill the need of that second vehicle we can no longer get from Department of Transportation. And then we can talk about ordering or redoing the thing for the regular lower floored minibus. So just wanted to let you know the update on that move.
Slow down.
Okay. I know you guys are in a hurry. You're busy
Oh, we're
today.
all right. We got a long day. Lori had called me this last week and I'd asked her to come and do this during the official forum. What I would ask Lori is, we'd talked just a little bit about the vehicle that we are going to get for the Veteran Service Officer. And it's similar in nature
Yes.
to what Lori is wanting. So I would ask that you do a little legwork on that. I know I did find the paperwork that Nick gave us, and maybe you can visit with him. I know that he talked to 2 or 3 dealers. I mean, that's the process that we'll have to go through with the ARPA to get some different quotes. So if it's something that you want to do, I would encourage you to do the legwork prior to the next meeting, just to see, and maybe to see if that price is still good, that Nick came up with too. Did you talk to Nick at all?
I haven't yet, but
Okay.
I have plans to.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody else have any comments or questions for Lori regarding this? Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Okay, anybody else for officials forum? Public. Anybody from the public who would like to step forward and speak to something that is not already on the agenda, that you can do so now. See no takers? We're gonna get through here pretty quick today. Okay, there's no need for an executive session this morning. There was no general assistance cases this morning. Review and approve the payroll and vendor claims. Everybody should have had those submitted to them. Any questions that you may have?
Are there any additionals?
None that I'm aware of.
I'll make a motion that we pay the payroll and vendor claims.
Thank you, Jack.
Second.
Thank you, Bill. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Sykes,
Yes.
Schwanzberg,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Holden, Omenauer.
Yes. Okay, there's no funding transfers. Next, we have been notified, because while the treasurer is out of the office for an extended period of time, that the deputy county treasurer was not on the checking accounts in PATE, which is Union Bank, York State Bank, and Henderson State Bank. And what we need is just some, in our minutes, authorizing the deputy county treasurer to be on these accounts.
Resolution? Or just?
I think it can just be in our minutes that we're appointing her to be on that. I don't think we would have to have it by resolution, because all they were really wanting was a copy of our minutes, weren't they, to say that. So that would be, and I guess, seeing how the treasurer the treasurer's office is up for election this next year, so I would say that if we wanted to put a timestamp on it, we could go till the first of the year, and then things would change, possibly at that time, with the election or something like that. So, but this would be putting Megan on the accounts of those three entities. The one, I believe, Midwest Bank, she was already on Midwest Banks, but not on the other three.
So move, Mr. Chairman, setting the deadline at December 31st.
Thank you, Bill.
2022.
Second?
Thank you, Daniel. Any other discussion regarding this? Okay. Roll call.
Schwanzberg,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
Holden, Omenauer.
Yes. Okay, discuss and act on an interlocal agreement from the adult court. Yes, this is something that we just did not too long ago. I was contacted by the Supreme Court last week. For some reason, when we did sign it before, it was a combination of us and Seward County. Seward County attorney no longer wanted to have that combination interlocal agreement, so they did one on their own, and the Supreme Court said they tried to look at this different ways and go ahead and accept what we had already had signed, and they just decided if we could just re-sign one that was just us, and so the only thing that changed on that is the fact that it does not list Seward County, and where the words were counties, it is county. Otherwise, it is the same agreement. So I said that was something I'd get put on the agenda, and then we could get it signed, hopefully, and back to them. And it's something that I think we have to mail back to them. So this would just be approving the chairman to sign the interlocal agreement, adult drug court.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the chairman to sign the adult drug court interlocal agreement.
Thank you, Daniel.
Second.
Thank you, Jack. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Brooks,
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
Schwanzberg,
Yes.
Holden, Omenauer.
Yes. Okay, next up on the agenda is discuss and act on approving Housing Advisory Committee recommendations from SEND. And I believe there was, what, 3 projects on this? Project number 24 totaling $18,370.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2
Yeah,
project
23.
24s. Okay. Project 23 for $23,730, and 2 project 24s, $18,370 and $5,683.
Do we know, Mr. Chairman, that, there was a form in there, of the York County Rehabilitation Committee? There wasn't any signatures on there. I assume by the time they get to us, they did read it and approve it.
Right.
They email them to the
Okay.
3 people on the committee.
Yep.
And then they email back to Send saying they approve it.
Okay.
And
yep.
they only need 2 out of the 3 to approve.
Sure.
I was told, so.
Very good. The number 23, I mean, it was kind of an interesting one. There was only one bid, so there really isn't, it came in a little bit higher than what Send had estimated, but when you only have one bid, there's not
Right.
much other direction you can go. Do we need an approval, probably of each project separately?
No, I
We
can just
can-
put it in one.
Okay.
Project 23 and 24.
I would make a motion that we go ahead and approve projects 23 and 24 for the Housing Authority, based on the Housing Authority recommendation.
Thank you, guys. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Gross,
Yes.
Fosberger.
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
Colburn, Meyer.
Yes. And on that note, with the Send projects, we are currently in discussions with them a little bit. It's being handed down from HUD, which is the originator of the funds, which goes into DED, Nebraska DED, and they're wanting to kind of change the rules as we go along. They would just assume the county put up this money first and then be reimbursed by the state, which gets reimbursed by the federal. So Kelly and myself will take care of a letter asking that they please do not change the rules on us
Right.
halfway through the project. So that's something that we'll deal with today, but it's a little bit frustrating. Those come down and you know, it's like you have no say in it. So, okay, next up is discuss and act on an improvement fund grant request from Yorkshire Playhouse. I thought I seen Bob back here, yes. This is one that the Visitors Promotion Committee did meet with us last week too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Sauter, York County Visitors Bureau, and I've got with me Adam Trifles representing Yorkshire Playhouse. We have a request for improvement funds for the Yorkshire Playhouse project. So, Adam, you want to tell them a little bit about what you're doing?
Sure.
And you may, guys, pull that just so everybody can hear and hear online too. Thank you.
We're currently in the beginning phases of a finance fundraising campaign that addresses some needs that we have with our building. As you probably see just straight across the street, the awning we had for a good number of years is no longer there, deteriorated and just needed to be removed. In that time, we decided to go ahead and make plans to change the way our building appears, in the sense that people would be more easily able to recognize that we are a community theater. So in doing that, you see a sketch of what our design plan is, at least to this point. So our signage outside of the front doors will come out so that it can be read as vehicles are approaching on Lincoln Avenue. Can also see information on the new marquee about current shows, maybe upcoming shows, or any other information about our season. This should increase the visibility of the Yorkshire Playhouse within the community and within those who travel to the community as well. In preparing for this, I looked at communities or zip codes in states that have traveled to the York area to attend plays. This is just over the course of the last this last calendar year, so since January, we've had visitors from Alabama, California, Colorado, Iowa, Mexico, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now, there's a couple of those that maybe that are watching virtually. We began after COVID offering shows over streaming services. There's a few that we're connected to that were from time to time allowed to be able to use to put shows on. So I know the Mexico one in there is a little outlier, but I know we have had people log in from outside of the country as well. But those states and areas outside of Nebraska are represented in those who are visiting in one way or the other to the community. Also in just a general zip code search, we had 72 unique zip codes visiting the York area. So not only are they attending shows, that they're likely spending money at area businesses, dining, maybe staying the night. So we had approached the York County Visitors Bureau about applying for some grant money to help with this project. We've also have secured funds through the Downtown Revitalization Fund. So between that source and the other things that we're fundraising through, we are well on our way to reaching our $100,000 goal. Currently, we are sitting somewhere around $30,000. This would be a big boost to the Yorkshire Playhouse and taking care of some facility needs, particularly those addressing the visibility of the Playhouse.
Anything else to add, Bob?
We are sitting at about 117,000 right now in the Visitor Improvement Fund. Our last collections from May, which would reflect in July, were 23,000. So basically, this request would be like for 1 month's collections. So when I was on the board, we had members from at least 45 different communities in Nebraska that were faithful in coming and attending shows. We ran people from Bushnell to Omaha for each and every show. So it's an asset for us for downtown York. There's a lot of communities that don't have an active theater like we have, which is coming up on its 50th anniversary next year.
Go ahead, Jack.
On your sketch here, is this signage gonna be like a marquee like the Sun
Yes.
Theater?
A little bit more
It'll
like.
extend from the building?
Yep.
Is it gonna be lighted?
Yes, yep. We've got a few things to hammer out as far as what the lighting might be like, but yes, that's the intention. And then along the side that is right next to Cornerstone Bank, it allows us opportunity where currently we have lettering that identifies our building as the Yorkshire Playhouse. We have opportunity to put show posters up or general advertising for our sponsors too. So in this case, the York County Visitors Bureau would probably get some opportunity to be recognized, not just inside our building, but outside as well.
Thank you.
Sitting on the visitors committee, it was a unanimous vote that morning. We felt that the Playhouse is just one more thing that makes York unique, and to revitalize it, which, the looks of it now, not real good, and to get that going. Also, I believe then you told us that there was a local contractor, which was JLC, that had turned in the bid to get that done and was starting to work. It looked like there was somebody out there working on it
Yep.
the other day that I had seen, so
They indicated they thought most of the structural work would be completed by the end of this week, and then we would be on to that next phase of getting the finished work done and signage up. Jim Wallingford is working with Jensen Lumber as well.
Okay, thank you.
Right now, we only have Peyton Parker Lane Playground payment, of one more payment, but that will not be until after the first of next year. So we really don't have anything out there that we're waiting to pay for, except some work at the fairgrounds, which I don't know will happen.
Okay.
Will
Any-
this,
Go ahead, Daniel.
sorry, is this will we disperse these funds immediately, or is this, I mean,
It'll be as bills are turned in.
Sure.
So I don't know that you have 25,000 bills right at the moment.
No,
No, and it is, as he handed out, and, you know, there's a fundraiser, their goal is 100,000
Right,
between the
yeah.
downtown revitalization and what may come from visitors, leaves them 25,000 to raise to get to their goal, right?
Oh, yes.
Right,
Yeah.
so they're actively, I assume that's why he handed this to us, that they're actively looking for some more too, so.
And we recognize, you know, the main push is for the exterior, but there's some projects inside that if there's money left over that we would want to try and address. Sound and lights, just we have some aging equipment. And so we're you know, looking at this to help finish the outside, but then move inside to help with the overall theater experience as well.
Okay. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, on the visitors director and board of directors recommendation, I would move to approve this grant.
Thank you, Daniel.
Second.
Thank you, Jack. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Crooks,
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
Holmesburg,
Yes.
Holgren, Oldmeyer.
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, we are a little ahead of time. We did have it at 9, but you can kind of come up and give us some background, maybe a little bit. You have an audience with us. We feel safe today because we have more enforcement here than we've had in a while, so nice to see.
Do you mind if I stand, Chairman?
Go ahead.
Nope, Kaylee, I want you here, and Rachel, I want you there. Okay, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. As some of you know, I recently developed an Employee Awards and Recognition Program in April 2022. The highest decorated award in our program is the YCCC Commendation Award. It is awarded to any member of the department for exceptional performance of their duty, which significantly contributes to advancing the mission and values of the department. The nominated party's action shall go beyond that required of the communications officer's duty assignment, and the actions shall have demonstrated good judgment and procedures. I can't think of a better way to kick off this recognition program than to award these two high-performing communications officers with me today. Communications Officer CTO Kaylee Ruiz and Communications Officer Rachel Borges. On February 8, 2022, York County deputies engaged in a vehicular pursuit involving an armed suicidal subject. Both Kaylee and Rachel immediately activated into their respective roles as primary and secondary pursuit dispatchers according to our policy and procedure. They performed above and beyond their duty assignment by proactively notifying and requesting aid from outside agencies, patching talk groups for interoperability, and using the ECHO procedure of repeating radio traffic and incident-related information, allowing for exceptional communication between all agencies involved. When the vehicular pursuit resulted in a train crash, both dispatchers transitioned into support roles for all involved agencies, all the while handling other emergencies coming into the communications center. This is the type of professionalism I strive our communications center to produce. I commend you both for demonstrating an understanding and mastery and action of the mission and values of the York County Communications Center for exceptional performance of your duty in extreme circumstances. Here is your award, Kaylee. Thank you. I'm in the middle, I'm shortest, I think.
You're both
Right,
short.
right in the middle. Well done, ladies. Family, friends, if you would like to meet us out the foyer for more pictures, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Brady.
After getting to sit up here for a while, and knowing people's mannerisms, I know that you'd just soon not be here, but you gotta stay a little bit longer. The guys in black and then Officer Gillespie there know what you guys do every day. We don't always get to see it, we just know it happens, and we truly appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you very much. That's all I got, unless guys, you got anything else?
Thank you.
Okay. We have been on speed dial this morning. Thank you, guys. Thanks for showing up for support. We have committee reports, and we need to do our jail visit, and then we are gonna come to the end. So let's go ahead and do our committee reports now, and then we can conduct our jail visits, and we'll have a little time then before the 10 o'clock meeting. So, Bill, do you got anything in committee to report?
Really go.
Okay. Jack, you got?
Well, I'm always complaining about not having a quorum of some of my committee meetings. I was supposed to have a committee meeting with the aging department. It was moved a week down, the same day that I had contractors come up and look at my house for damage from the storm. So I missed that meeting, and I see Four Corners put together some of these letters from some of the other meetings we've had with them in support of the transportation vehicles. Talking about using the recovery money from ARP. That's just for your information, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
And I have a meeting coming up with the building committee with Four Corners. I think it's on temporarily scheduled now for August 3rd. That's coming up before another meeting.
Okay. Daniel?
So we met with with Harvey this morning, a few things from the roads department. They're working on the road 4 bridge, so that road is closed currently. They're digging out what had deteriorated and building that back up to make that approach on that bridge more permanently better. We were full as far as employees. I think Harvey said for about a week, and we are currently now down 2 employees. And so there was a good long-term employee that took an opportunity elsewhere with better benefits and better pay. So that was a blow to their department. They're kind of feeling the pain of that one leaving. So Harvey's going to be putting out applications again, or requests for applications to get that built back up. He has put out for bids for a grader for this budget year, and those bids are due back in next week, or next meeting. So on the 9th, I believe that is, we'll be opening bids for that grader. He is planning to trade in a 2006 as a cap. correct? The building in Benedict, is built and enclosed, and the doors are in. And so he encouraged anybody that wants to drive up there and take a look, to take a look. He's happy with the way that it turned out. Electrician is the next piece so that we can get the doors rolling and start using that building. Let's see, budget meeting, budget committee's been meeting, and we will again today. And that wraps up what I have to share.
Okay,
I'd like to just interject one
yeah,
more.
absolutely.
Mr. County Attorney?
Yes.
I talked to you after our last meeting about the safety committee, and because of all of these, things that are gonna come up on the equalization, Leila asked if we wanted to postpone it to the second meeting of August, so there won't be a meeting this afternoon.
Okay, all right. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
Is that it?
That's it, I'm
That's
sorry.
it. Okay, as Daniel said, we've been working on the budget, and we will have our meeting this afternoon in Zoom with Jill, and try to input some more numbers so we can see. The numbers are big this year. We're gonna have to figure out what we can do, and those will be interesting discussions. We may end up doing more than one budget workshop in August, just to go through the numbers of individual departments and see where we're at. As Daniel talked about there, obviously raises are on the forefront, and you know, and the sheriff's department was in yesterday talking about the very same issue. Apparently, this last year the state did what they bumped it $8 an hour, and of course we're in direct competition with the state out here at the Ladies Reformatory, and they're talking about going up another $3 an hour. And so, I mean, it just is, you know, I mean, I think our employees are fairly loyal to us, but when all of a sudden you're $8, $9, and $10 an hour behind what you can get by driving a mile outside of town, that makes it pretty tough. So there's gonna be some big budget decisions this year.
I may interject that I talked to an ex-police officer that's still on their FOP bargaining committee. Now the officers that were sitting here now are at $35 an hour, and they're planning on going up another 10%. If that's their request, just for your information.
Yeah, I mean, I unless we do some miracle, I don't know how we're gonna avoid that postcard meeting. I mean, we're just gonna see it. That 2% is in tax asking. And like I say, we're just gonna have to, we're gonna have to see where we come out. It's big.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I did see this morning reading the Lincoln Journal, and I'm not sure what municipality it was. They did a 3-year contract. This next year it'd be 3.5%, with 3% and 3% the next 2 years after that. It just don't quit.
Yeah, and we are, the clerk's office supplied me with some information of our departures and new hires, and we were somewhere in the 12% turnover so far since the first of the year. But, you know, I talked to another business that it surprised me, and they were at the 25%. You know, I mean, so, and it's a banking business that there's that, everybody is looking at the dollars. If you can't match the dollars, they're gone. And I think Kelly and myself that sat in on that Institute of Excellence, you know, several years back, that was one of the main topics there, was that there is no loyalty to institutions anymore, like maybe our fathers and stuff were. It's to people, and obviously, and you can't blame them for the money, but, you know, we have to be prudent with the money too. So the budget is gonna look interesting, very, very interesting this year. We did have Visitors Bureau meeting last week, and then, like I say, we have, Kelly and myself, we've logged onto the system a couple times to ask for the ARPA funds. Apparently, we're not, you must have to reach your anniversary date of getting the first ones, getting the first tranche to get to the second tranche, and we'll look into that again. Like I said, we're dealing with a send issue. I hadn't told Kelly that, but I did talk to Send while she was gone for a couple days, I did talk to Send, and they recommended that we, yeah, write a letter to them. It's just, it's, like I say, we can do it, but changing the games halfway through, or changing the rules to the game halfway through seems to be just a little bit unfair. Do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Nothing. Okay. All right. We do have jail visits and go through that, and then I'm sure that they'll remind us about the pay back there too. Well, I seen on one of the ads that Lancaster County was starting annual salary 56 to 60,000 for their correction officers. And the correction officers that I was schooled on, we ask our correction officers, they do everything. They cook, they do everything. And in the bigger places, they just do one thing. They just are in charge of a cell or something like that. So it's gonna be tough questions.
Right.
I really think so. Okay, I don't have anything. If you don't have anything else, we will recess for a little bit to go.
Mr. Chairman?
Sir.
Do you have, I know you sent an email out, but do you have the forms, the evaluation forms for employees? Okay.
How many do you need?
I need about 4. Well,
I've got copies already.
okay.
I've got 3 copies of the ones that I'm involved with, so I just got 3 copies from her, so.
I'd like to have at least 3.
Okay, we will recess for a little bit, come back, and then we will adjourn at that time, and then we have a 10 o'clock Board of Equalization, where we will discuss the destroyed real property on Form 425. Okay. What's that?
Might go on the jail visit.
Go see your
You
friend.
care?
Just don't say it too loud. Daniel, you up?
Yes.
Okay, at this point in time, we're back, it's the Board of Commissioners, and with nothing else on the agenda, we will adjourn as the Board of Commissioners, we will re-adjourn as the Board of Equalization in roughly 25 minutes.